nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Roll call, please.
Bradley.
Here.
Mitko.
Here.
Thomas. Weeks.
Here.
McDaniel.
Present.
Rader. Gilchrist.
Here.
Parker.
Here. Okay, under approval of minutes, if you'll note on page 3 of your minutes, there's a correction in the last paragraph, third line, that needs to be Weeks instead of Rader. The police committee, Parkin, Gilchrist, and Weeks. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes with the correction. Are you ready?
I have read the minutes. I make a motion that they be approved.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Weeks. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Under petitions and communications, we have a request from Vine Street neighbors to speak. Are they here? Yes. Go ahead. Yes.
Well, we got a dust issue is what I'm referring to because, it's, we keep our house, mow the grass and all this stuff and got it cleaned up. And I have to keep power washing it every other month or whatever. And I'm just getting tired of the dust on Vine Street. It's just cars fly down the road 60 miles an hour and, dust flies and the wind blows. I know that, but that's all my issue is. I don't know why, what do you want to speak?
The flooding.
And the flooding too.
The water.
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, we're trying to
Fix
address
that,
that.
yeah.
Okay, could you give the clerk your address so we know specifically?
1408 South Vine Street. It's right on the corner of 16th and Vine.
We're 1406.
1406. Okay, we'll speak with our street manager and see what we can do and what needs to be,
But
done.
we lived in Clinton and they had chip and seal roads and we come here and there's gravel, I'm just tired of the dust.
Okay.
And I hate to pull up the stakes and move out of Holden because I like it. Got good neighbors and, but if push comes to shove, that's what's.
We came to be on solid roads. We lived in the country. And when we moved in, the roads were solid. This gentleman here, even though he does work for the city on the roads, he just told us he's trying to get it done. But we live on the corner, which we've got the cross street of 16th and we've got Vine. We've got the low water bridge that people use it like Indianapolis 500. They burn tires there and everything else. Yes, sir.
I would recommend that you talk to the police department about setting up a speed trap on that location.
We do have a traffic trailer. Come in tomorrow morning, Chief Martin. It's all there, right, that's set up down
Yeah,
there.
because Vine's just asked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my issue is dust and, every time you mow your yard, it just flies everywhere. And I like keeping my automobiles clean. I have to put them in the garage to keep the dust off of them. So that's what my point of view is.
Well, we appreciate your desire to keep your property in good order.
Yes.
And we, as a city, try to do what we could to address what the concern is there.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Okay, any other public comment? Okay, if not, we'll move on to The Holden Chamber of Commerce update, anyone from the chamber? Yes.
I can do that. Well, I can do, I guess, a few things. I can tell you things coming up. Chamber meeting is Thursday morning out at Jack's, at Tiger Jack's. Monday night at 5:30 is after hours, which is our social networking event. And the Holden R3 Foundation is putting that one on. I believe it's down here at the Innovation Center, right?
FNC Bank.
Yeah. So those are our quickest upcoming things. We're also working,
When was the Holden R3 Foundation meeting?
well, the
Third Tuesday.
after hours
Third
is
Monday.
Monday, the 19th, whatever Monday is. Mhm. That's not their meeting though. They meet the third Thursdays at the school. That's the after hours network event. We're also working with Main Street Holden on the downtown trick or treating. Tim Whitmore is heading that up, so that's coming up soon. Our lighting event is going to be the Friday after Thanksgiving. That'll be downtown with our trolley, and we're going to decorate the tree down there and turn on the lights. And then the first week in December, I believe the 6th, right around in there, is the tour of homes. So we're working on that too. That's all, everything we have coming up. Then from the Fair Board, Carrie had something come up today, so she couldn't be here, Carrie Hutcherson. But on her behalf, I'd like to read you a letter that she had for you all. It says, on behalf of the Holden Fair Board, we wish to extend our appreciation to each of you for the support of the Holden Fair. Many positive comments were received about our town and the hospitality shown to those who attended this event. We recognize that it is only through your efforts, along with the great support of those serving in the Holden Police Department and the Street Department, that we were able to host this event. Most sincerely, thank you. Because of the team effort and approach, members of the Fair Board received many comments from local businesses telling us how much additional business they received during that weekend. There are also new street vendors this year that made a special effort to tell us how impressed they were with our town and how well organized the event was. No community event is complete without volunteers willing to give up their time and talents. It is through these volunteers and a team attitude that events like this can be successful. We would like to return the favor of support by offering our assistance to the city. Feel free at any time to let the chamber know if you need volunteers for an event that you are hosting. We have several members that would welcome the opportunity to serve alongside of you. And she has put our email for the chamber and our phone number, as well as the Fair Board and each of our emails. So I'll pass one of each of those out for y'all, so you have our contact info.
I might interject, since you mentioned the trick-or-treat activity, that I talked with Mr. Whitmore this afternoon, and he indicated that he would request the city to block off 3rd Street out here on the 31st of October for the trick-or-treating activity as a safety concern. So as mayor, I can do that with hopefully the council's blessing, that we close this over
Because I
here.
think they are having events here
The
also.
yeah,
Right.
there's a Halloween contest and games and stuff, and for safety of the kids, so they wouldn't have to cross the street en masse. I think that's a doable thing, so.
Okay, great. And that's all I have. If y'all have any questions, I guess I should.
Okay,
Okay.
appreciate your report, and especially the opportunity for the chamber to volunteer and come together as a partner with the city. Okay, Main Street, any specific Main Street? Yes, Jim.
From the Main Street Design Committee, just an update, as you saw, the Market Street is now missing the 4 trees. Again, at the request of the owner of the property there. We're in the process of getting the tree stumps removed, and ran into a few problems. It seems that when those beautiful cypress trees were planted, whoever was doing it laid down a ring of concrete around the base of the small trees and put paving blocks around on top of that concrete, as well as the pavers up and down the street. And getting those up and getting them so we can move the stumps is becoming quite a chore. So we're in the process of doing that. And those pavers are going to be removed and saved for future projects, hopefully before the end of the month of October. So that's all I know, and that's from the design committee portion of the design committee. So we're working on that.
Does that design committee meet monthly?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Liquor consumptions. Scott Kirby wedding reception on November 7th, 2015, from 4 until 12. Entertain a motion to approve that wedding reception.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by
Just a little.
Yes, yes, all these are in the Hall building. Motion by Councilmember Clarkin. Is there a second?
One second.
Second by Councilman Nipko. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is approved fire department swap meet, June 16th. Last year was the first annual swap meet held at the street department parking lot because of the weather. Did you have anything to say in regard to that?
It worked really good where it was at. It was paved or gravel, no complaints with it, worked really good.
Okay, vendor input, was there comments from vendors?
They liked it and they wanted to do it more often, but I don't see us doing it every month.
Okay, any comments from the council on that swap meet?
Gonna have it in the parking lot again?
I'd like to. Easier.
Easy access.
Who was it?
Between the car wash and the street corner, in that lot where Larry keeps his gravel.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the fire department swap meet in June of 2016.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilman Weeks. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Councilman Draper. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item F. First of all, I need to thank all who made the tractor pull a success. It was a chance for Holden to have the spotlight, and I think the city shined on that evening and afternoon. And I want to thank all of those who volunteered and put forth effort to make it a success. I think Holden can now say that we have a successful fair, a car show, a rodeo, and now a truck and tractor pull. However, on the agenda item, I would like to table that action since I did not get a finalized contract from either group yet. It appears their organizational boards have not met yet to put forth changes. And until I get those contracts and the council can review them, I think it would be appropriate to table them until next month, or at such time that we have both contracts as they're going to be. Okay?
Were we able to lock in the date for next year though, even
The
without
date,
contract?
yes,
Okay.
September 17th.
Good.
Yeah, that's at their request. You have a financial sheet in front of you that if you have any questions on that, we can address those later after you have a chance to to review it. Item G, fire truck upgrade presentation. Chief Ralston.
Okay, our 1997 pumper was bought on a bond back in '97. It's starting to rust on the box. The truck is still in good shape as far as the engine, transmission, and pump. I went out and asked for bids for a new truck. Bids come back between $380,000 and $400,000. I don't see how we can do it. Put the body pump on a new truck, they're looking at 210 to 225, and you're fighting with the new emissions and everything. To get the truck refurbed, basically they'll strip it down, replace everything that needs to be replaced, new tires, new batteries, paint, redo it. The bid come in at $125,000. When we originally bought the truck, it come with all the gear it needed to go out and fight structures the day it backed in. I've also added that in there for you to look at, which includes all your hoses, nozzles, bunker gear, and then garage doors for the bays. We've been fixing the bay up slowly but surely with windows and doors, new concrete, and make it a little more energy efficient. The total bid come in at $185,000. On our current tax levy, it's 0.1186. If we was to add $185,000, it would go up to 0.2136. Right now it's on a 20-year loan. This would be for a 10-year loan. Currently we're paying 5%, and it would drop down to 3.25% for the combined of the old and the new, which would actually save us a little money on interest on the old one. The whole list of things is itemized on what we're looking to buy. And then on the last two pages, you have your current payout on the tax levy and then the projected tax levy. On how it worked on payments. Our representative from Piper Jafford said he could come down at a later meeting and have discussion with the council for exact details on stuff. And then anybody that wants to take a look at the truck and see exactly what's going on with it, I'd be more than happy to show them afterwards if they wanted to.
So to refinance and to take out a new $185,000 amount to do everything that's listed on this sheet here, we're talking about an interest rate of 3.25 for a 10-year period.
For a 10-year period.
Currently paying 5 on the current bond.
Right, and at the current payout, our payoff would be at 2022, so you're only adding 4 years to pay off both loans in 2026. And then a lot of the gear, the reason we was looking at it is a lot of the gear was originally bought with the truck, it's still on the truck. So, and it'll be closing in on 20 years. I'd like to put it on the January for the April ballot.
Right, it would take a council vote to put it on the ballot in January for an April vote. And 4/7 majority would be required. Any questions?
If we put it on the ballot, and let's say it failed, where would we be?
As far as I know, we'd have to go another year and try to do it the year after. The only thing I'm looking at is talking to the 2 different companies I talked to as far as refurbing it. It's at the perfect state to do it before things get really bad. And it won't cost as much to fix it now than when it will later because the rust gets bigger and more stuff has issues. They said it's a perfect candidate for it because of its age and its mileage. The mileage, there's not very much mileage on the truck. It stays inside the city limits. So I think there's around 16,000 miles on it. Not very many miles. The engine is still good condition. Transmission, we haven't had any trouble out of it. The pump's running good, but they're going to check it all out as they work on it. plan is hopefully it'll last another 20 years.
We do not need council action tonight. This is informational only. As Glenn said, we would have Jack Dillingham come and make presentations later to give you specific in-depth detail on the funding should you decide to go forward.
So would it be possible to put it on next month's agenda and then maybe make a recommendation whether the council wants to move forward or not?
We could have Mr. Dillingham come if he's available, which he tries to accommodate schedule, and have him discuss it in detail so that you would be very comfortable with what it is.
What the council will on be whether to put it on the ballot or not.
Right, we're going to be voting to put it on a ballot, which we wouldn't have to do until January.
It has to be on in January for the
But a consensus, to go forward so that we know we're going forward would be appropriate.
We probably got 2 council meetings in November, December.
Yeah. They would start their public education program to, inform the voters probably in mid-March. The election in April next year is late. It's like the 12th, 13th, 12th. So it's a late April election. April of 16. Second. First Tuesday after the first Monday. First Monday is late, as I recall.
The first Monday after the first Tuesday is the 7th.
First Tuesday after the first Monday.
First Tuesday after the first Monday would be the 8th.
That's
Wait,
2006.
March, April, I'm looking at March, I'm not, that's not right. The first Monday is
First
fourth,
Tuesday.
and the first Tuesday after the first Monday would be the 5th.
First Tuesday after the first Monday.
Would be the 5th of April.
That's not, I looked at the wrong calendar.
Wait, this is 2016 now, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So the first Monday in April of 2016, my calendar's right, is on the 4th. So the first Tuesday would be the 5th. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the first Tuesday after the first Monday.
5th, after the first Monday is the 4th, the first Tuesday after the first Monday is the 5th.
Okay, that's clarified.
Didn't think I could read this.
Any other questions or comments on this proposal?
If it's possible for Jack Dillingham to be here to educate the council, I would make a recommendation and it would be on the agenda for next month and we can move forward from there. If possible. If not, I guess
We'll check with him tomorrow and try to get him scheduled. Any other comments? Excuse me. Okay, if not, under Mayor's Communication. Okay, I'm going to declare a 15-day comment period, October 14th to the 28th, for the purpose of getting public comment prior to a December deadline for the Board of Public Works and Council to consider the contractor's contract renewal. December of 2015 is a stated month for consideration of the question, and I will take comments 3 ways, comments or questions, by email to cityclerk@holden.org, cityclerk@holden.org, or Holden Mo. Okay, we'll publicize those email addresses. That's cityclerk@holdenmo.org. In writing to City Hall at 103 West 3rd Street, and then verbally in person to any council member and or mayor. All comments will be and questions will be forwarded to the Board of Public Works prior to their November meeting for review and discussion. City Hall and myself get many questions regarding water and sewer scenarios, and we don't have the answers. And we refer them to the Board of Public Works on 900 Vine. However, I want to give all citizens an opportunity to have their concerns and or questions answered prior to a December council and Board of Public Works meeting. Okay.
What was the dates on the public comment?
It will be a period of October 14 through the 28th.
And that would be comments on water or sewer?
Yes. And those will be shared with the Board of Public Works prior to their December meeting, which would be November meeting.
Can't at any time they go to the water department and ask a question?
There's great hesitancy to do that for some reason, so we're going to make it more transparent and open so that they're comfortable with that process. Okay, under ordinances and resolutions, bill number 0702-16, which is an ordinance supporting the future designation of the incorporated area as an enhanced enterprise zone and declaration of an area defined in the attached analysis of blight conditions as a blighted area, and this is the final reading, since we had first reading last month. Any comments on the final, before we have a vote on final reading? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve ordinance 0702-16.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Nipko. Is there a second?
I second that.
Second by Councilman Daniels. All in favor, say aye. Roll call.
Bradley,
Yes.
Nipko,
Yes.
Weeks,
Yes.
McDaniel,
Yes.
Graver,
Yes.
Gilchrist,
Yes.
Parkin.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item B, bill number 0703-16, an ordinance approving and authorizing the mayor and the Holden Fire Department to enter into an agreement with the city of Holden in a total amount of $8,650 for the purchase of a Dragger thermal imager with hard case, spare battery, truck charger, desktop charger, software, and cables with an on-site training. We need first and second reading tonight. I have a motion to approve the first reading.
I make a motion to approve the first reading.
Okay, motion by Councilman Daniels. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Clark. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
So we have 6 yes and 1 no. 2 no. 2 no. Rayford and- Motion carries. I would entertain a motion for a second reading on bill number 0703-16. I have a motion to approve second reading. Motion by Councilman Weeks.
I would second that.
A second by Councilman McDaniel. Okay, we have a first and a second. We have a roll call vote.
Bradley,
Yes.
Nipko,
Yes.
Weeks,
Yes.
McDaniel,
Yes.
Graver,
No.
Gilchrist,
No.
Parkin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next is approval of appropriations. Give you a moment to look over those. I would entertain a motion for approval if there are no questions.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilman Parkin,
I'll second it.
second by Councilman Bradley. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Under the reports of committees and all other business, start over here with Councilman Daniels. Any comments or?
Just been working with, still working with Hyman's, and Larry Miller is assisting on the maintenance replacement of the restroom doors at the city park. Mark Hyman has been working, trying to save the city holding some money. We're trying to track down some steel doors, which is the original doors that are on there. We're not sure when the date was when that restroom was built at the city park, but we're going to 97. So what we've gotten about 17 years out of them, 18 years, something like that. And so we originally were going to go with a lighter wood corridor with a steel coating on it, thin. But after talking with Larry, he decided that that won't hold up, that they're just too hard on the doors at the city park. Why they need to try to break into a restroom, I don't know. But the doors aren't ordered yet. But Mark is still trying to find us some doors and save the city some money, because we don't need the door jamb that the doors are attached to. We just need the doors. So they are expensive. The doors to move up to the all steel doors, which puts it in like a fire rate. It's like around $450 a door.
Something like that. Yeah.
So we got a little bit of time before we need to replace the one for sure, but maybe we'll be able to save a couple $100 by finding some doors in the warehouse somewhere that's not being used. And then I might mention on the Main Street Committee, Doyle and I are both on that committee, and they are going to try to put together a meeting with USDA Rural Development. The meeting was originally going to be Matt Moore, speaker, or he's out of Jeff City, was going to come down and speak with us on November the 2nd over at the Christian Church between 6 and 8, and it's going to be a meeting with the downtown business owners and the building owners on how to, if possibly they want to seek funding on revitalization of their building or upgrades to their building. As you know, we have a couple buildings downtown that are in need of repair, and there's adjacent businesses that are tied to those buildings. And it's kind of, hasn't fallen through completely, but he is no longer going to be able to attend that meeting the evening of November the 2nd. So we have contacted a lady from the Clinton USDA Rural Development Office, and she's willing to put on a presentation, but it will not be at the hours of 6 to 8. It will be during the day. And that kind of throws a ringer in it for people that own business, because they have a hard time getting away from the business. So it'll either happen or it won't, and if it does, it'll be good information for the people that can attend it.
Would there be a chance to reschedule that meeting
Yeah,
before the 2nd with that gentleman?
Well, we were trying to get it done ahead of the holidays, before deer season, which Missouri is a national holiday. So that's why we were trying to accelerate the meeting. So if it doesn't happen, we'll just go to Plan B. That's all we can do.
Okay.
Go back to the doors on the bathrooms out there. They keep trying to break in, want to take the doors off and put curtains on.
Want to answer that, Larry?
That's what I do.
Put a plywood door up with a spring on it. That's all.
That is right.
The biggest reason is we winterize them during the winter because they don't have no heat, and we got to keep them closed because people continue to go in and keep using them. You don't keep them out.
They are convenient, but okay. Okay, thank you. Councilman Rayburn.
I don't have anything. I'm on the buildings. As far as I know, they're still standing. So. One thing I might mention on the, going back to the Chamber of Commerce, meeting, they have a better business of holding, or better business holding hard, and I think they try to carry out that. For the most part, they try to carry that out.
Yeah, it's a lot better when we get these groups working together to go forward instead of.
Now, that's exactly.
Councilman Gilchrist.
I don't have anything on street committee. The police committee I asked for, I haven't called a meeting yet. I've been busier than I'll get out. Hopefully this month I can get something going. They haven't asked for an extension.
That'll be fine.
Anyway, now, last Friday, I got a hold of Tony Lerda. Sam and I asked him to take us kind of on a tour of where the wastewater, or the stormwater was going. And we started at the school, and basically, we didn't walk every bit of it, but walked most of that ditch all the way down. I think that would be real instructive for the council and anybody else who wants to do it. Kind of a guided tour. I think there's a lot we could do without grants, personally. Opening places up for water to get through, maybe looking at some retention ponds. That railroad bridge you were talking about, there's a 90-degree angle. That creek comes in and has to make a 90-degree angle to go underneath. You know, that wouldn't take much to straighten that out. I don't know what
And speaking has the equipment to do that. With him, Moses bulldozer probably.
I would recommend the city maybe sponsoring a Saturday afternoon walk with the stormwater deal. I mean, you know, the bugs are kind of gone now, so, but there's trees growing up in it, and it's you know, that kind of thing can come out pretty easily if you can get the landowner permission to do it, and I think most of them would be willing to try to do something. Maybe we can get something going without having to.
We talked about a lot of things, but that's a first, on-site view is worth the time.
It was quite revealed. That's all I have.
Good suggestion. Councilman Clark.
Don't have anything.
Councilman Weeks.
Rick Watch, they got a project called Project Blue Light. It's Saturday, October 27th. They're asking to leave porch lights on the line as a symbol to would-be criminals that you are being watched. Crime will not be tolerated in our neighborhood. Blue lights are a symbol that we stand safely for the police officers. We show support. Blue lights are being sold at Neighborhood Watch for $5 for 2 for $9. Contact Tara. Raise your hand, wave.
Hey, that's the 24th, not the 27th.
24th. Did I say 27?
You said 27th.
I got that number stuck in my head. October 24th. If you'd like to purchase them, they're on first come, first serve. Actually, believe it or not, I'm actually seeing a lot of blue lights coming on. As y'all know, police are taking quite a bit of a beating over in the worldwide. On BPW, Board of Public Works is seek disaster relief for the dates of May 15th to 27th. Told the superintendent submitting paperwork to begin the process. They're looking for reimbursement on the cost of, or the increase of chemical costs. It's ranging from $6,000 to $7,000. He also said that, can't read my writing. State and federal applications are due on October 30th. Then the FEMA will contact him to set a date for a kickoff meeting to discuss documentations and other requirements to proceed with that. On the police department side, we have one car that's completely down, needs a new dash, about $700 worth of repairs. Another one's on the verge of being down. I'm asking the council to put on the ballot for next year talk of replacing the 2 patrol cars. Tired of spending repair bills, so I think it's time we need to start looking at buying cars. It'll actually probably save us a little money. Other than that, we got another computer system set up in the car. It's in our, Officer Tom's car now, he uses that at school. And he's loving it, works out great. Any comments?
Yeah, it actually keeps me out of the PD more, and actually more out on the road. Like while I'm sitting running radar, I can work on reports, just sit stationary where, you know, the police car is visible out in the public rather than sitting behind the PD and work on reports. But the only thing I need to go to the PD now for is process a prisoner, process evidence, or into my shift.
Because I think the numbers we came up with was for 30% in the car, and the rest are at the department. And we're looking at probably 85% in the car now, with the computer systems up and running in each individual car, so that keeps that car on that road that much more. And that's all I got.
I would just comment that, follow up on your comments about the car. Chief Martin and I have been discussing for a few months now the possibility of when the current lease purchase expires, continue that on with some plan to replace some of our existing cars. So it's kind of a wait period so that we can continue that lease purchase at no additional funds and try to, you know, either one or two cars. He's studying that issue. I'm sure he'll be proposing something soon. So, right on.
Case numbers, our population is 2,314 people and holding a caseload 2,199 cases as of today. So that's almost a cop coming in everybody's house in town this month. So I mean, that's pretty good. We only got 6 officers full-time, 2 reserves that work nonstop. You start running numbers, you know, against Warrensburg officers, you know, they get 20,000 population, they got 13,000 calls. We're going twice the payload. Not all of them actually make it into a case, you know, there's a lot of walk-in calls and uncontrolled calls that never get logged. That's just kind of one of the things they call, hey, there's a dog running around, he comes and does it. Still has to be logged in his personal log. Johnson County Sheriff's Department runs 11,417 calls, and the population is estimated 18,324. As again, you know, we're extremely high on our call side. That's it.
Thank you. Councilman Nichols.
Right, is that coming committee with Northwest and San River about revising our city licensing ordinance. I have acquired copies of a couple of licensing ordinances from other nearby towns. I just want to get a couple more, and then we'll see if we can put one together that makes sense for all of us.
Okay. Moving forward.
Making progress.
Yes, Councilman Reddick.
I have nothing.
I would just time limit on that, wasn't Jim? There wasn't any time.
No, just in a few months.
Yeah, we're 3 months, I think.
3 months. Because I think he suggested 3 months. Yeah.
I might just make note that we have a scout in our presence tonight, Ben Taylor, who has, if you'd stand, thank you. He has volunteered to, he's from Odessa. No, he's in the scout crew in Odessa.
Yeah, we live
They've been to Holden. Okay. He has volunteered to come to Holden to do a community project toward a badge, and so I'm going to refer him to Larry Miller, who's sort of our coordinator of that program, and I think he can help us out. We've got a couple ideas, and he seems very willing to step up, so we appreciate that. I'm sure somebody will be in touch with you. Okay. Thank you. We got some other scouts, I don't know their names, but you want to give us your first name?
Miles, Josh, Gabe.
Thank you.
They're the
Glad to have you.
They're Weeblos. Yes, Weeblos.
Okay. All right. If nothing else, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
I make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.
Or maybe like over my